I didn't break it. Yay!
Yay.
All
Always a
right.
good start.
So after, what was it, Destiny? Like a year? We're finally back.
Yeah.
Excellent. So somehow our guests are both with their cams on, and the hostesses are, yeah, fuck this shit.
We're the American Gremlins.
Yes.
And we're the ones that are stupid enough to wake up before dawn.
Yes, you are. You guys got your coffee?
Always.
Of course.
All right, so we are traveling forward in time. Like, I think, Middy, I think you're like 15 hours ahead of me.
Give or take, it's 7 a.m.
And Amala is a half hour, believe it or not, behind Middy.
Yeah, 6:30ish. Already been up for 2 hours, so.
So, hi everybody. If you haven't met me before, I am Malika with my lovely partner in crime, Destiny.
That's me.
So, we do a variety of different topics and everything. We've kind of covered, like, I know we covered like the Halloween origins and everything. I plan to cover the origins of Christmas because our next podcast, I think, is actually scheduled on Christmas. We've also done lots of conspiracy theories. I think that might be our next topic.
Yes, those are my favorite.
And we've also had the Around the World series. We've visited Germany with Darth Bobo. God, we've done England. Where else have we gone?
Sweden.
Yes, Sweden with Cookie.
I think Netherlands.
Yeah, Netherlands. Netherlands was our last one, and we've got other places to view too. Because Purple, I've got my eye on you. We got a Kiwi we can jump to next. But this is basically, it's not meant to be 100% factual kind of podcast. Purple Dog, get back here. I've got treats, little dog. This is mainly just to get a real life perspective of somewhere where a lot of us have not and may not ever go. But obviously, through the wonderful world of the internet, we have integrated ourselves with communities from all over the globe. So, that being said, let's get started. I see you're currently upright, Middy.
No.
Okay, now we can see you better.
That's better?
That's better. So, Destiny, mixing a little bit of the conspiracy theories with our land down under. This guy went on and on forever how, like, Australia doesn't exist. That they're not a real country.
Like it's a figment of our imagination, and these people are like, all the Australians are actually somewhere else.
Yeah, like it's a New Zealand government that is actually trying to cover everything up. And oh yeah, Tack had a student, how his student had a theory that Australia is actually a submarine.
A what?
I'll have to see if she can get you the clip.
Huh.
God damn it, Cookie.
All right, so let's just do a general overview to sneak on in. So everywhere splits up the country differently. Like here we have states, and each state is broken into different counties and municipalities. To the north of us, Canada divides it into provinces. Do you guys call your different areas states, provinces? Like, how do you guys split up your territory?
States and territory.
So every place you visit is just called a territory?
No. We've got Queensland, New South Wales, Northern Territory, South Australia, Western Australia, and Victoria. They're all states. And we've got the ACT, which is our nation's capital, which is a territory.
Postage stamp inside New South Wales.
A what, bud?
A postage stamp inside New South Wales.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Oh, so it'd be equivalent to like our Washington, D.C. It exists on an area that covers a couple different states, but it's almost like its own territory.
Yeah.
It's like its own province. So what's
And
the
you
difference
forgot
between a
Tasmania.
territory and a state?
Nothing.
It's the same thing.
It's the same fucking thing.
Damn, I thought you
Good to
guys
know.
were backwards.
Well, yeah, our technology's already 10 years behind, so...
That's true.
I will say, geographically speaking, I did not realize how big Australia was, because apparently, like the width of the actual like the whole of Australia from
Oh, yeah,
side
the
to
Northern
side.
Territory.
From side to side is basically like the distance between London and Moscow, which I was like, what?
We just don't have our inland is not very inhabitable.
Yeah,
You
that
talk about the outback.
that
Yeah.
leads me to the other question. Like, how is population dispersed? Because you have a shit ton of desert there. Like, everybody thinks of Australia. They think of the picture that Amala's using as her background. They think deserts, giant ass spiders, snakes, like everything wants to kill you.
Mostly coastal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I read that there's more people close to the water. Like everyone's just kind of
Yeah.
surrounding the whole continent, and like the center of it's just like vacant.
Pretty much.
I always pictured the outback being like this one place where there's like this fence that's around just desert, and you can choose whether you want to die or not by entering this metaphorical fence. And basically, the second you step out onto the sand, desert, whatever's out there, you just immediately get mauled by some creature. That is always what I've pictured the outback to be.
Oh God, Destiny.
Well, if I'm wrong, correct me. What is the outback like? Have you been to the outback? Is it as scary as people say?
It
No.
can be, yes.
Okay,
Yes
so
and no.
so Amala, I know that you drive huge distances over at least half the length of your country.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tell
I
us
just
tell
have
us
to
about that
figure out
area.
the basic outlay of the Australian population. Okay, so in the major cities, it's like your major cities. Not much wildlife. It is what it is. You go less than 2 hours out of the major city and you start hitting farmland. So your wheat, canola, or your crop fields. Up to 8 hours out of a major city, you're starting to hit desert and scrubland.
All I can think of is like tumbleweed. Like from out
Pretty
west
much.
here.
I mean, I still picture immediate death upon stepping onto the desert. That's what I see. I just see like a lion or something just pouncing at me the second I try to step into the outback. Is that not how it is? Like there's not like
No.
just danger at every turn?
No.
I always thought it was like a battle. Like if you get stuck out there, you're 100% dead. So it's not as scary as I've been thinking my whole life, my 30 years of life.
The biggest problem with the Australian desert is water.
Yeah.
I
Fuck all
believe
of
a
that.
spice worm would eat me. I truly believe a spice worm exists out in the outback. No one can change my mind on that.
So is this like Destiny entering an area of a video game that she shouldn't belong in?
And I'm just screaming and running around because I don't know what's going on.
Takes one step out and dies.
Yeah, immediate.
So since everything is pretty much based on the coasts then, like is it normal for everything to be like a really high population? For example, like here, the coast for the US, they're pretty much high population all around the coast, but the interior, obviously, it's habitable because I live there. But the population is really sparse. We're talking about towns of a couple of thousand people average for the rural Midwest, with at least an hour in between towns.
So you're out in the boonies, basically.
Bumfuck Egypt. What are you talking about? No, that's LJ is worse than that. Never mind. And so is tequila.
I did read that like Australia has very few persons per square kilometer.
There's
And don't ask me what a
3.3 people
kilometer-
per square kilometer.
I have no idea what the difference, like how to measure a kilometer versus mile. Okay, I'm an
There
American.
is about 2.2 miles to the kilometer.
Ah,
Yeah.
I now know. I will probably forget this in 3 days, but we're gonna forget about that.
I'm going to
But I
forget that in like
hear-
5 minutes.
I hear that the UK has like 250 people per square kilometer, and then Australia only has 2.66. So there's like a lot less of you guys compared to like the UK. I'm not sure what the American model is, but I know that the UK, there's apparently just people on top of people all of the time. Does it seem pretty dense for you guys? Like, or not dense, but like sparse of people? Is there not many people out there as much as I thought that there was? Or
Or
is it
you-
just they're centered in the cities?
They're centered in the cities.
Yeah. And then we've got suburbs surrounding.
Okay.
Ah,
Because that's the
okay.
same
So,
here. Like Chicago, you have, a shit ton of suburbs around it. But as soon as you get outside of that, it's like nothing.
so basically, the center of Australia is lava, and you can't touch lava or you die. So you have to stay by the water because otherwise you'll get eaten by a mountain lion in the center or a giraffe. I don't fucking know what animals do you guys have in the outback? A kangaroo.
Emus, kangaroos, wallabies, wombats.
Have you ever
Um,
been hit by a drop bear?
Oh no.
I'm gonna blame T for this
A
one.
drop bear.
No.
Um,
No, and a drop bear is just a high koala.
Is a koala that got drunk off the gum leaves and fell out the tree.
That's exactly right.
Cookie wants to know if you ever have yeeted a koala.
No.
I also feel like we need a counter for how many times Middy face palms during this conversation.
Or me.
Or you, yeah.
Yes.
So far, Middy's beating you. Have you ever fought a kangaroo? Is what Sparhawk
Not
is
ideal.
asking.
Not ideal. Kick your ass.
I've seen a video of some stupid guy trying to fist fight it.
Yeah, no, not
Seen
ideal.
pictures of kangaroos ripping open people's stomachs.
Ew, gonna pass.
Well, apparently you guys have a lot of sheep because I also read that you have like 3 times more sheep than actual people.
No, that's New Zealand.
Yeah, that's New Zealand.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, somebody needs to tell this website I must have found earlier about that.
Yeah, well, because I would say about half of all Americans would believe that New Zealand is part of Australia, not its own separate country, which is, in fact,
Ah.
incorrect.
Well, it said specifically Australia, but I'm
It is, but it
I'm
isn't.
learning.
It might as well be part of you guys. It's kind of like how Wisconsin wants to absorb the UP.
It is. So, New Zealand is its own country in its own right, but it also does fall under some of the Australian guidelines.
Some of, not.
Well, that's like you guys being part of the Commonwealth, but your own country. Isn't
Yes.
the Queen is still, or the monarchy, I should say, now that rest in peace. You're part of the monarchy, as the monarchy is the head of state, but you have your own local oversight, right?
Yeah.
And your own elected officials.
Essentially, yeah. That's subject, because I think there's some things maybe changing in the future, but we're not too sure on that one yet.
You guys have been trying to do your own Brexit for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Since the 60s or 70s, I think. Some of your politicians have been trying to break away as their own independent and not part of the Commonwealth.
Blood's going to your head.
All right, I'm supposed to bring up Vegemite from Sparhawk. What the fuck is Vegemite?
Disgusting. Mum.
Salty.
Yeast.
Okay, and what is it for?
Goes on toast.
Goes on toast, can go in your cooking. It's versatile. It's
there
mostly
any
salt
health-
and yeast.
Health benefits to Vegemite.
0.
I don't know why it's
Vitamin,
they call it
vitamin B
Vegemite. There's no vegetables in
and
it.
something else. I can't think. A Tim Tam's biscuit. A chocolate biscuit.
It's a chocolate biscuit, isn't it? Like mostly from England.
UK, England area.
I finished my box of Tim Tams. I thought I'd have fun. I finished them last night.
Well, I guess on the subject of food, what is your guys' most popular candies, you think? Like, if you go to the store, what are some of the most popular candies people pick up there?
Oof. Chocolate.
Just chocolate? Is it like any specific? Like, we have like Kit Kats, Reese's. Do you guys have the same stuff?
We've got Kit Kats. We don't have Reese's, but they probably call
Reese's
something
Pieces. Yeah,
different.
we do.
But do you not have like the actual peanut butter cup? Just Reese's Pieces?
Don't think so.
Not that I've really looked, but I'm not really much of a sweet tooth, so.
Can't relate.
There's Turkish Delight. I saw something posted on the Lost Discord the other day. They were talking about Turkish delights. Do you have that over there? Or...
Yeah.
We've got Turkish delight.
Okay, what the
Two
fuck?
different versions.
What the fuck is that?
It's
Is that turkey?
No. Hang on.
Do you
Listen,
have a
you
cherry
got
ripe?
Vegemite with no veggies, and now you have Turkish delights with no turkeys.
Turkish delight's not natively Australian. Its origin is Turkey, so hence Turkish.
Ah.
There's multiple different versions of it. It's pretty much rosewater, mastic gum, and some other bits and pieces in it. But you can get it covered in chocolate or covered in like a sugar powder. I think it's called. I think it is.
We gotta
And
flip Middy back over. The blood's starting to rush to my head.
Rush to your head. All right. Here we go.
Thank
I should
you.
flip back over in a sec. But yeah, there's two different versions of it, and there's also other variations with different ingredients as well. But it's not natively Australian.
Okay, so I have to ask this. We talked about this yesterday, Middy, but Amala, do you know what a hot pocket is?
Oh, what?
Hot pocket.
Is that a Pop Tart?
No, it's not a Pop-Tart.
I mean, when you really, if you boil it down, it kind of is one.
Different
like a
kind
distant,
of pastry,
yeah.
though.
like a distant cousin. Like you're on the right
Sort of
path.
closer to a pizza roll. Closer.
Yeah.
Wait, do you guys have pizza rolls over there?
Yes.
Okay, it's kind of like a giant pizza roll stuffed with other ingredients. Like there's pepperoni pizza ones, there's ham and cheese, there's meatball, Philly cheesesteak, a whole bunch of different ones.
Have you ever had a calzone?
Yes.
So it's basically like a calzone and a pizza roll had a baby.
You know what? You're not wrong.
Okay.
And
It's very tasty.
highlight to anybody who can make me an image of that, of how those two mate. Kind of like how the
I'm on it.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna make an animation now.
okay, like you know how like when our Jeep tries to get stuck on something in 7 days, we're like, this is how little scooters get made.
When a
Oh, God, DJ's
calzone
on
and a
it.
pizza roll fall in love.
Oh, how about pasty? Do you guys have pasties over there?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what's a pasty?
All right, and I can't believe I had to say this the other day to Grayson. All right, pasties are what you put on your nipples. Pasties are a food.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I was thinking pasties because I have never heard of a pasty.
Spelled the same
pasta?
damn way. It's kind of like a
Yeah, have you
calzone.
heard of a Cornish pasty?
Now, the reason we
Ah.
have them over here is because up north in the UP, thanks, Tack. Up north of the UP, there was a lot of them that came here for the iron mining. And so they brought that here. A traditional one is filled with shredded beef, potato, and rutabaga. And they would make this, and it's kind of covered almost like a pie crust. And it's shaped like a calzone. And it was easy for them just to wrap it and take it to work with them to go down into the mines. Now here, bake one of those puppies in the oven, open up the top and melt in some butter with some salt and pepper, and you have a delicious lunch.
I have never had a pasty. What would you guys consider to be like your Australian feast? Like, obviously, Americans have Thanksgiving, and a normal feast is like turkey, ham, mashed potatoes, green beans, collards, mac and cheese, fried chicken. a bunch
Collards,
of
that's
stuff.
that's southern shit, girl.
Listen, I'm in the South, all right? We do collards here, and we put bacon and everything and
Keep-
bacon grease,
All right, bacon grease, yes. Keep your collard greens.
y'all. But, well, what do you guys have? Fish fry?
Well, that's Wisconsin.
Oh, I don't know. Up north stuff. But yes, like, do you guys have any, like, specific, like, if you had a country version of, like, a large feast, like, what would normally be incorporated in you guys' feasts for fancy meals?
Whole animals.
Yeah.
Wait,
Like
what?
Like
Spit
a
roast.
whole pig?
A whole
Yeah.
pig spit roasted.
Spit roast.
Different kind of spit roast than what we were talking about, Destiny, earlier.
Not what I was thinking.
Oh no.
Oh, I got a twofer on that one.
Oh god, I'm gonna need a fucking beer before this is over.
Go for it.
Speaking of beer, I hear that the
One sec.
average.
Oh, he's
the
going for the
average-
beer.
He's
Oh,
going for it.
goodness.
At 7 o'clock in the morning. Good God.
I hear that the average Australian apparently drinks 96 liters of beer a year.
That was
Do
actually
you drink that?
I
Amala?
wouldn't say average, but a lot of Australians do drink regularly.
Lord.
Like it's
All right,
quite
what's the-
regular to have like 3 or 4 beers with dinner even.
What's the beer of choice?
It's actually kind of
Everyday
fitting.
different.
Hang on. I'll get the unopened one.
Louis. Wait, does it have a picture of a
Blue Healer.
blue healer? It's a
It does.
dingo.
I love those dogs. They're so good.
Yeah, Mama's got one right now. That's her baby. But yeah, there does seem to be more of a drinking culture over there though, compared to
Oh,
over
yeah.
here.
Oh yeah. Aussies are a bunch of fucking pissheads. It's the easiest way to put it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you've got me, which is the exception that doesn't drink.
Mm.
Yeah, I've actually, in the, what was it, 6 years now, Amala? I've never
Yeah,
known you
about
to
that.
really drink.
When I do drink, it's like 1 apple cider and that's it, I'm done.
Pretty much. Yeah, but you also would travel a shit ton.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wolf just can't drink beer. Okay. I just don't like beer. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to let you kill Sparhawk tonight, Middy, for his comment of lies us Americans know what the true beer of Australia is.
I read it. I'm just ignoring it.
He'll be the first to die in Goose Goose Duck.
Oh yeah. Regardless if I'm sheriff, vigilante, killer, I don't care. I'm just gonna go straight for it.
I saw I love Gabriel Iglesias, and one of his things is when he went to Australia, he was just like, never ask for a Foster's, you will get the piss beat out of you.
Oh yep.
But he also liked how blunt you guys are. So like, I've noticed that the folks that I've met that are from the UK typically will beat around the bush and saying something, say nothing at all, or find a really roundabout way of insulting you. Americans, it's a toss-up. May not say anything, may say something that's, not blunt, but not out there either. Where you guys just spit it like,
We'll just
oh,
with
there's a
back
whale on
shovel.
the beach.
Yeah, we'll just hit you with the back of a shovel. Broadside.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck.
But
I
that's
think Americans are notoriously like kind compared to other countries. Like they say that we're way too nice. Even though I don't agree, obviously being here, but when other people visit here, they're like, "Wow, you guys are like overly nice." So I think that's probably the case where it's like compared to Australians are like, "Hey, mate, you fucking suck," whereas Americans are like, "Hey, listen, agree to disagree, my good sir."
Or
Oh,
one that I hear
someone you
regularly.
haven't seen for a while is just like, where the fuck have you been?
I think it's the
Aggressive.
accent that makes you sound like the German language
Yeah,
makes them sound angry all the time. I think it's the accent that makes you guys sound always upset.
that's a good point.
Or the what
The
what
fuck have you
been
been-
doing?
How the fuck are you?
I think Amala's the only exception to the rule because she's always had a very soft voice.
Well, yeah.
Well, speaking of drinks and the bar scenes,
Mhm.
here's another fact I also learned that may or may not be true. I would like to know you guys' take on it if you've heard it. But apparently, there was a gay bar in Melbourne, and they won the right to ban women from the premises because they made the men feel uncomfortable. Which
Oh
I
my
saw
God.
that in one of the lines, and I looked it up, and I just think it was kind of funny how that it was like the first gay bar ever to ban women. I'm like, you know what? Power to them. If they're feeling uncomfy, we love that. We love that for the LGBT. Have you guys ever heard of that, or is any one of you guys closer to Melbourne?
We're both about the same distance away.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
I actually haven't heard that one,
Really?
but
I
I
looked it
don't
up,
really follow that sort of thing either.
I thought it was just very interesting in the LGBT world.
Nah, my world is very secluded in Australia, not well spoken
Mhm.
about.
Helps if I don't mute myself on OBS.
Might be an idea.
Yeah. But no, on that topic though, like here it's, in the 90s growing up, being gay was kind of like they knew it existed, they tolerated it, but they didn't really talk about it a lot, at least where
Yeah.
I'm at. Now it's openly accepted and just part of life, and they don't try to sweep it under the rug, but being trans is. It's like the new version of being gay, I guess, for how it's treated. So over there for you guys, how is being different in that way treated or tolerated?
One just goes, well, you do you. Don't affect me.
So there's really nothing in the way of a phobia about it overall?
There is in a degree, but you're going to get that everywhere.
There's always
There
exceptions.
is to a point. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're up and coming and, moving in with the times just as everyone else is, right?
Yeah, so they're not outright going, you're trans, you're gay, you're lesbian, and just hounding the hell out of you. They're just
That's
going,
good.
okay, you fit. It's like myself now, as you can see. I don't get picked anymore. So I get left alone.
I guess that's better than, the negative side that there could be.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of that negative side here. And I guess it's mainly where you're located in the US, though. Rurally, where I'm at, it's gotten a lot better. A lot better. But we still have a
Where
long
I'm
ways
at,
to go.
everyone's gay.
Yeah, where you're at, or if you go to the West Coast, especially California, it's just, hey, this is how people are. Here there's still a bit of fear about it.
More of a stigma
Yeah, stigma, I would
behind
say.
it. Well, isn't your area mostly a very heavily religious side of things?
Founded by Catholics, yes. We're also surrounded by Amish, which are Mennonite.
That
yeah.
would do it though.
Yeah, which they tend to speak an old version of German. It's not modern day German. I think it's like I think their quote unquote Bible is written in High German.
Yeah.
But they speak that before they speak English. So I mean,
Yep.
I go through the grocery store off a lot of times, and even the other day when I was walking through the clinic because I had to drop some things off, there was a couple of Amish women sitting there waiting for their buggy to come pick them up, and they were just sitting there speaking German. Oh, it's not Mennonite. Sorry, Mama.
You just got schooled.
I did get schooled.
Well, that's good to hear that, like, Australia's keeping up with the LGBT and, obviously we still got a lot of work left to do, but as long as they're kind of keeping up with things.
Well, it sounds like you're actually more progressed than we are as a whole.
Every
Normally
state
we
has
just don't give a
pride,
shit.
pride march that happens normally every year. And there are quite often issues, to say
Yeah.
the least.
True.
Sydney is more open than other states. Same with Melbourne. Australia is just don't mention it and you'll be fine. Or Adelaide, sorry. Perth is the same. Don't mention it, you'll be fine.
It kind of like don't speak about it. It's not there. Hide it.
Yeah.
Like I know here, it just depends on your region. It's just you could either get a great resistance and have to hide through and through, or you could run out there in the most flaming thing you wanted and no one would bat an eye.
Yeah, no, where I live, it's like they have pride flags everywhere. We have drag shows probably like I have one place down the street from me that I live from that they throw a drag show like 3 times a week. And everyone's just cool about it, which is really nice. That's why I like this area.
Nice.
You just got some areas that are a little bit more progressive than others, and
Yeah.
we'll work on it as I think a whole
It's
planet.
the same everywhere.
eventually.
All right. So going back to food, though, let's talk about biscuits.
Okay.
What's your
What are their
definition?
biscuits?
I think their biscuits are the same as the UK.
Cookies?
Cookies, biscuits. Yeah.
Scotch fingers,
Mm-hmm.
chocolate chip cookies.
Because I had to do
Would-
some education at one point on what biscuits and gravy are. Because they're like, ew, you're going to have gravy on a biscuit?
Wait, what do they call American version of biscuits? A
Dinner
scone?
rolls.
Dinner rolls? Then what do you just call them bread rolls for like normal rolls?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because our version of a
bread.
dinner roll.
It's bread. It's in a roll shape. It's a roll.
It's a bread roll.
And then you
I
got little
know,
bread rolls that you have for dinner.
Interesting.
Do I
Yeah.
have any what left, Wolf?
But because like for us,
Oh,
biscuits
yeah,
and dinner
hang on.
rolls. Oh, but you've got some. Okay, he's gonna show us a biscuit, guys. Because biscuits for us, it's kind of take a dinner roll, but have it be a lot more dense.
So like a sourdough.
But it's the same kind of bread. It's not a sourdough. It may have that kind of consistency, but it's just regular bread, like white bread.
Very buttery.
I hate you.
I'm trying out my Scottish accent, okay?
Okay, you sounded
Gotta
more
prepare
English
for
than
when
Scottish.
I leave. I'm trying.
Monte
That-
Carlo.
That, sir,
Yum.
is a cookie.
Do you want to send one this way? I've run out.
Sure.
Cookie.
Those are cookies to us. That's not a biscuit.
So do you call them chocolate chip biscuits?
Chocolate chip cookies.
What the fuck,
Ugh.
man?
I'm so confused.
I
My
mean,
head hurts.
we've also got the whole chips and fries thing too.
Yeah, yeah. So what do you call potato chips?
Chips.
Well,
Chips.
Mel, you completely moaned in my ear there, and I was like, hello, where is this going?
Chips and gravy.
Sorry, my brain is broken.
We're good at that.
Chocolate chip biscuits.
And then your crisp chips are also chips.
So your crisp
Yeah.
chips are more of your potato chips.
Yeah.
Chips, chips, and chips.
Potatoes.
Oh my god.
Potato chips come in a little bag. Hot chips come on a plate. Or wrapped in paper.
Mm.
So
I think I just don't like the word crisps because of the pss, 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 pss noise.
oh, I got a word that I can make half of this room groan at. But I'll refrain.
Oh, no.
I'm getting the look from Middy. I ain't gonna do it. Anyway. But yeah, everything's like a crystal, like oh god, I'm being goaded. Never mind, he's got it. There's Trix.
Fuck you, Tricks.
Cause Destiny, you don't like that word either, do you?
Oh, I'm fine with moist. I don't like the word wet. Like if somebody's like, that's wet, I'd be like, oh, I don't want I feel uncomfy.
Okay, so never mind, it's just Middy.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, it's still KFC.
No, he was asking if it was country fried emu.
Wait, you guys eat emus?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
eat.
that's
Wait, you
emu.
actually
Does it taste like chicken?
Tastes like emu.
like,
I
we,
don't know
we
what
don't
that
know
is.
what emu tastes like.
You're gonna have to come over here and find out then, don't you?
I can't afford it. I'm poor.
I will
Someone
say,
take me to Australia.
do you guys eat gator? Like, do you have alligator or crocodile over there?
We got croc.
You got croc?
You got
Mm.
croc, which tastes like a very strong tasting fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, here they taste gamey.
Yeah, because well, last time I was down in Florida, I actually ate gator tail bites.
Yep.
It was prepped like you would popcorn chicken, except it was gator tail, and it was like really chewy or gamey chicken.
You need to try goanna.
Oh, I
Not
had that.
gator nuggets.
You want gator nuggets? Wait, you guys eat kangaroo there too?
Yep.
What the fuck, man?
We eat all of our national animals.
I guess it's similar to how Americans eat deer. I mean, I don't eat deer because I can only think of Bambi, but
Hey, I helped when I was living up
Venison's
there
alright.
still. I helped drag Bambi out of the woods, more like his dad, but still. And they are heavy. But no, Amala, you were telling me before, because like I was bitching about, having to swerve and miss all these deer during the fall. And you were
Yeah.
saying that the bull bar on your truck isn't necessarily for deer, it's more for the kangaroos. Are they
Excellent.
just everywhere on one of your routes?
Sometimes of the year. It depends. So it's like, we've barely had anything out there for the last 2 years. because it's been wet enough that they don't come near the road for water.
Mm.
But if we have a major dry spell, they'll come near the road to pick up any moisture that comes off the bitumen or asphalt.
Okay. It kind of makes sense. Because, like, here, summertime, I don't have to worry about deer as much. The late part of winter, when it's super, super cold, they're kind of halfway hibernating, and they don't move around a ton.
Yeah.
But in the fall, when it's, time for them to get it on, that's when you have the most chance of smacking one.
Yeah, pretty much.
I do like
Where
venison,
is
though.
that photo?
So what does kangaroo taste like then? Like, is it
Very gamey and a rich meat.
a rich
Yeah,
meat? Is it kind of
it's
like
not for
certain types
everyone.
of beef, or
No.
No,
just like a class of its own?
Yeah. And it's
definitely.
extremely high in iron, so you
Ooh.
can't eat a lot of it.
Yeah.
Well, unless you're anemic, then it'd be a good thing.
Nah, it's not a good iron.
It's just a lot of it.
It's just a lot of it.
Yeah.
All right, so seafood, like, is seafood, like, being that you guys are mostly coastal for your cities, is seafood pretty affordable there?
No,
No,
it is seriously not affordable.
nothing is fucking affordable over here. Let's just not go down that path. Yeah.
No, I decided to avoid the economy talk right now because I know in previous conversations just how fucked up it is.
Yes, we are coastal. No, it doesn't make the fish any cheaper. It's actually just as fucking expensive as everything else.
Well, because here we have to be careful. Like, I don't know what it's like for where you're at, Destiny, but I know for basically like our rivers and our lakes, we have tons of lakes up here. We actually have to be careful how much fish you have from there, and there's certain lakes that you should not eat any fish that you catch out of it, simply because there's too much mercury in it. Because a lot of the factories were on the rivers, it's been polluted.
We've got a lot of areas like that with the fish as well,
Yeah, we do.
so you just don't go and fish in those areas.
Amala, you should there's a Two Girls One Rant channel, text channel in the Ferret Pen. You should definitely post those pictures there.
Oh, is that the easy spot to put it, is it?
Yeah, like things that are related to the podcast. She sent me a picture of her Discord that I have to look at on my phone. If I move my Discord at all, these pictures will get
breaks.
fucked up.
Now, for those that can bring that up, that is the front of my truck that has had a kangaroo explode on it.
Do not have access to this link.
Quit breaking shit, Amala.
Always.
But it's just it's interesting to think of what life would be like over there compared to how different it is here.
My damn
Well, I know
tire.
you're not like, okay, try to put the shoe on the other foot, Middy.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to survive a winter up in one of the northern states here, and all the different things that you would see versus where you currently live.
Good point.
There you go, Middy. That should be better.
Are we on weather?
Oh yeah, she's fine.
We can
We're
go to
not-
weather. We can use this as the segue.
And
Oh,
that,
that's what I thought. That's what I thought we were on.
you know, that took 2.5, maybe 3 hours to clean up.
Oh yeah, it would have.
Tomato juice.
Yeah,
That's for
that's what you
skunk.
can call it.
Oh my god. No, tomato juice is supposed to be really good for skunk. Like, okay, I'm guessing you have no skunks there, right?
Oh, I thought you were saying not skunk. I thought you were saying something else. And I was like, where is this going? Why is my brain in this position
I am
today?
so fucking confused right now.
No, it's okay. It's because my
Skunk.
brain kind of exploded. And yeah, just kind of verbally diarrheaed all over this conversation.
No, I know what you're talking about. Like if you bathe yourself in tomato juice, it apparently gets rid of the skunkies.
Well, you said tomato
stinkiness.
juice, so I was thinking there was still blood on the bull bar. I'm like, sure, we'll call it tomato juice. All right, but do you guys have skunks over in Australia?
Nope.
Be glad. because their stench can
Stinky.
kill. Not literally, but they could kill even when they're dead.
We've got stink bugs.
Here's a question. If you're just walking around, like you're just walking around your hometown, are there just koalas chilling, or are they
No.
in very specific spots?
Most
Very
of them
specific.
moved.
So do you have to
About
go to
an
a
hour.
zoo or something to see them?
They're more
Oh.
out.
At zoo, yes, you'll see them
Zoo.
there, but you'll very rarely see them in the country.
Very rare.
So is there just like a certain part of the country that is more of their habitat, or
Gum trees.
Yeah,
They
essentially
just
where
bury
there's
gum trees.
a lot of them.
which is where? Like, is it on like east, north, central? Like,
They're
Um,
scattered is probably the best way to put it. There's
Yeah.
no one specific area.
okay.
Yeah. I think
well,
I'm with Wolf on that one.
never seen one outside of the zoo. Well, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because there's a lot of people who live in the States who's like, I've never seen a wolf outside the zoo. I have, and coyote. I haven't seen moose yet, but I've seen plenty of bear. I almost hit one this year.
I'm glad I've never seen a moose. They look terrifying.
I am terrifying, bitch. But no,
They seem angry.
okay, then obviously you've never seen the video of a baby moose playing in the sprinkler.
No, I haven't.
It is adorable. But no, like, okay, so for us, one of the biggest animals we have over here is, I want to say it's a moose. God damn it. Mythbusters even did a moose versus car who would win. It's a very unlikely you can hit a moose with your car and the moose will die. You, however, will have a totaled car and possibly land in the hospital.
Yeah, sounds about right. That's us and wombats.
What is it? An actual bat? Let me look up.
No.
Let me Google what wombat is.
No, it's a little mammal. About how big is it?
Whoa.
It's like a little. It's like a guinea pig and a bear made a baby.
That's one way to look at it. Yeah,
I'm trying to think of something
effectively,
for
you hit a
size
wombat,
comparison.
you'll flip your car.
Are they
No
that big?
There's plus or maybes.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
Wait,
They'll
they look
destroy. the
tiny. Are
truck.
they actually big?
No, they are big.
Size of a small dog. Are they like pretty compact though? Muscular wise, or
Yeah, very
They're
muscular.
very built. Very built.
okay.
I've seen trucks hit them and it rips out the steer axle.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
They're not something you want to fuck with, and they can charge like a motherfucker.
Oh, good to know. So
You
kind
wouldn't
of,
think that quick, but they are.
like up
Oh,
here.
They move.
Don't mess with squirrel pigs. Porcupines
Yeah.
Yeah.
or quill pigs. Sorry, quill pigs.
Well, our echidna, essentially.
Yeah, except these are bigger than echidnas.
Yeah.
They're slightly bigger than a raccoon.
Okay.
Okay, because my brain is a squirrel, but quill pig. Sorry, quill pig. I had to try and shoo one out of the middle of the road while I was on the way back from my grandparents' house one day. It was not happy with me. But if I sat in my car and honked at it, it just kind of looked at me as like, fuck you, bitch, I go where I want.
Okay, for wombat, just googled. They can grow up to 40 kilos and 115 centimeters long.
You want to translate for the Americans?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
On it.
Middy's got it.
Because I mean, like, we'll joke that everybody is backwards, but no, like, we're the only country that really uses this system.
What centimeters was it again?
115.
115?
Yep.
Okay, so gets to about 89 pounds, and what would you prefer, inches or millimeters?
Inches. We don't work with
Goodness.
millimeters.
45 and a half inch long.
Couple feet, yeah.
My
That's much
goodness.
bigger than I thought. I'm thinking like it's something that can just like fit in your arms.
Well, I'm looking at this lady holding one, and my goodness,
Yeah, that's probably a baby.
Probably a baby.
I love how you two are just so straight-faced about that.
We're honestly unfazed by a lot of this shit. We've grown up around it.
Well, I know. That's why it's
it's part of the
interesting to
norm.
get this perspective, because like here, it's like, holy crap.
And
Shut up, mama.
we do have possums, Destiny.
I've seen yours look different than mine. Yours looks cuter and sweeter. Ours looks like a fucking rat.
Like a manged rat.
They're
But I
loud
love them.
motherfuckers that are clumsy as hell.
Yes,
Mhm.
that also makes sense. I
Well,
love possums.
that's why they're your
At my-
spirit animal, Destiny.
At my old place, there's like 2 of them stuck in the wall.
Oh no.
They get in and out, but you can
Oh.
just hear them belting around inside the walls.
So Mama says also be careful about dead turkeys on the side of the road. They will leave your caravan stinking for weeks. Also, if you try to avoid one, accidentally hit it, you will see a poof of feathers in your rearview mirror.
I love this story every time you tell it.
I wasn't going to say a damn thing, but Mama had to bring it up. I also almost hit an eagle the other day.
Don't do that.
How
Oh, that
un-American of
nasty.
you.
Actually, no, because of they're still endangered, I believe.
Yep.
Like I would have gotten fined for hitting the eagle. Thing is,
I know,
people
I'm just
don't.
saying, how dare you for getting so close?
Hey, fuck that bird! It was in my way.
That's true.
No, I don't think people realize how big this bird is. Same with loons. Loons are fucking huge. But because of their size, it takes them a good amount of strength to get up and into the air. So if they're eating something on the side of the road and scavenging, and then they try to take off, it takes them a minute.
Yeah.
Like this thing took off. It had a good 15 to 20 seconds to get up off the road as I was coming along, and it barely cleared my roof. I'm fortunate enough that the state that I live in, there's very few things that want to kill me. I think we have maybe 2 poisonous snakes in the whole state, and those are mostly towards the south part of my state. But like, as being in the cities, I'm sure is different than the outback. The outback is where everything wants to kill you. Do you guys have like snakes or spiders or things like that might be in like the suburbs where you're at that you have to be aware of?
All I can think about are those gigantic looking camel spiders that I see.
Oh, shut up. Fuck you.
And somebody's
got
just
spiders,
chilling in their living
snakes.
room and it just crawls out onto the ceiling and they're like, oh my god, it's a spider. And I'm like, how are you not burning down the house?
You know, we've got spiders and
We-
snakes in metro areas, and you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone.
Yeah. Spiders, snakes, you name it. Fucking, it doesn't matter if you're rural or not. You still get them.
But they
The
don't
giant
really.
ones?
Hmm?
Like you just let a big old spider boy, 8-legged size of your palm spider come into the house and just hang out?
Yeah, good old huntsman. Yeah. They get, yeah, probably about the size of my fucking hand or bigger. They're actually one of the things you want inside your fucking place. They
What?
kill everything else.
Wait, why?
They
Oh,
don't touch you.
Yeah,
they don't bite?
No,
as long as you
they'll
don't piss
take
them off.
out everything else. Yeah, just don't piss them off. Even then, like one of the most poisonous spiders I think we've got is the daddy longlegs, and it can't even puncture your skin.
We have those here
Its
too.
fangs aren't long enough.
Like the daddy longlegs, I will actually pick them up and put them outside because they eat all the fucking mosquitoes we have.
They
Yep.
eat everything. They're
But-
great.
Here, daddy longlegs are only about the size of a silver dollar.
I think probably the
Which I think is equivalent to about a 20-cent piece for us.
Possibly,
give or
yeah.
take, yeah. I think probably one of the worst spiders I've seen would be probably trapdoor. Well, funnel web.
The
Well,
white tip's pretty bad.
I guess Tack had to deal with tarantulas when she was in Arizona, but that's the devil's asshole.
I mean, there's probably that much anti-venom running through me at the moment from when I was doing all the landscape gardening and all that sort of thing. I've been bitten by redbacks, whitetails, you fucking name it, I've been bitten.
Yeah.
And that's just part of like everyday life out there.
No.
Well, like
It-
as
That's the
a
exception.
hazard, as like a
It's a
hazard to the
hazard.
job. You know,
Yeah.
Because like you tell that to landscapers up here, they'll be like, "Fuck that, I'm out."
Like, I was doing window installation for a job for a company when I was living down in Canberra, or the ACT. There was just a brown snake just chilling on the fucking on the steps behind us. Don't want to get bit by the bastard, but it was there. I've got a fucking photo to prove it.
Yeah, you get bit by one of them, you got 10 minutes to get the anti-venom.
Yep.
Yeah, the area I live in, we're prone to black widow spiders, which is, it doesn't happen often. Normally they're outside, but sometimes they make their way inside, and you find them under like a piece of paper under your bed or something. Not definitely not from personal experience. And then whoever finds the black widow spider and sees the little red hourglass screams and runs outside and throws the spider into the trash can at like 500 miles per hour.
How come I can see Casey doing this?
Casey would probably be more level-headed than I would. I yeeted that spider into the trash can. I was like, I can't squish it because what if she has babies? You squish it and like 20 million babies just come flying out.
Okay,
Absolutely not.
that just, I'm glad my camera's not on. Oh.
But yeah, it's just a normal everyday hazard over here.
Yeah, and I thought my everyday hazard would be smacking a bear or a deer with my car.
Like, redbacks you'll generally find outside in the gardens. Whitetails you'll generally find inside your house. And if you see one, which is very rare, it is very rare.
Are those types of spiders or?
Yeah. I can't remember which one's got the worst venom, the red or the white. I can't remember.
White tip.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the one that'll get you when you're sleeping.
Yep.
Oh, hell no.
Hard pass, hard pass. What about
Y'all out there just living like this?
No, you just keep them out of your house.
Yeah,
When they come in, you just step on them.
exactly. Fucking hundreds of bastards.
Well, I have a way to get back at these two, is with weather, because like you guys are completely opposite of us right now. Not only hour wise, but like because you're in the future, but you're also going into summer right now while we're going into winter.
Doesn't feel like summer.
Yeah, they were telling me earlier that it's actually running pretty cold over there right now for the summer.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
It's
Very
59
cold,
for me
summer.
right now.
Like Fahrenheit.
Yeah. Which is about 15 Celsius.
And I was telling them that where I live, because I live, close to the beach and kind of in the south, we get like 80, 90 degrees in the summer. Fahrenheit.
Well, we do
that's
too.
normal.
We're actually having a hot one today. We're at 24 C today.
Yeah, but the lowest in summer it'll probably go is like maybe 70.
Our high
Okay.
is supposed to be 69.
All right.
Nice.
Well, okay, so Destiny, is it because you're so close to the ocean there that it kind of controls like the high and the low isn't that far apart?
Yeah, because, well, when you're more out in the water, it's a little cooler when you're obviously right next to the water, which makes sense. But I
yeah.
moved a little bit more inland and up a little bit more up north. So just by moving 2 hours north, I get like about 6 times more snow than I did at the beach. And I would get like maybe, I don't know, like half an inch a year at the beach of snow. And so I moved up here and now I'm at about 3 inches average.
You bitch.
Giggity.
What's snow?
I will post a picture,
Well,
couple
you guys don't get
pictures.
Snow at all?
Not where I am.
Never had snow?
We got
It's so
about a foot
crunchy.
in 2 days. I am
Listen,
going to
okay,
go
let
dump
me-
it all over all 3 of you.
Let me fantasize about having snow while not having snow, okay?
Dingo
won't.
shark.
I was about to say, for us, a major snow event is half an inch.
Does everything shut down?
No,
Nope.
there's just
Nothing
big,
fucking shuts down. Doesn't
big
matter if
flashing
we go high
signs
or
on the
low.
road. Big flashing signs saying caution, slippery road.
Yeah. Pretty fucking much.
And there you are going down a really steep hill with no traction. Great fun. Been there, done that.
Don't want to repeat it.
Good fun. Don't know what you're talking about.
Ugh. Okay, so for you guys, like average in the summer, what's your average, like for the hottest part of the summer, what's your average daytime temperature? Is it like
35
35?
normally.
On it.
I'm thinking like
Thanks,
upper
Middy.
90s, maybe.
And the rest.
Oh, fuck you. 95.
Ah, hey. I was kind of right. All right. Now, Destiny, for you, hottest part of summer, about how hot does it get? Like, is it lower 90s?
90 is probably the highest I'll see unless we're having record temps.
Okay, so what's the hottest that you guys remember having over there, where you're at in Australia?
You don't want to know.
No. Spill it.
55 degrees.
Wasn't that Dubbo?
Yeah, no, I've physically been out in 55 degree heat.
131 Fahrenheit.
Ooh.
Fuck that.
And then imagine the radiation off of the black surface.
No.
I imagine
yeah.
I would just walk out into that heat and immediately
time-
shrivel up
the-
like a raisin.
The tarmac would have been fucking melting. Actually,
Yeah,
it was
it was.
at some point in some places.
It was.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah.
And so for where I'm at, the hottest I've seen in summer is actually 95. Although average, what we're supposed to be at is mid 80s. So for being a very cold state, we get decently warm. However, we don't get as warm as, say, over in Arizona and where my sister lives.
As you say, the devil's asshole.
Yeah, the devil's asshole. Tequila has lived in the devil's asshole before. That's where Sofa is now. But where Tequila lives now, it regularly gets 100 degrees more for quite a bit during the summer. But they're also inland. They're not on a coast to help regulate that temperature. So let's talk the flip side of things.
We are coastal and we get hot.
Well, you get hot, but they get hotter than you, surprisingly. On a regular basis. Which is, to me, it's kind of mind-blowing because, I mean, everybody thinks Australia, they think desert, they think hotter than here, no matter where you are here.
Well, if you go in the fucking desert, it's hot.
In the desert it is.
But this is her actual town where she lives.
Yeah.
As Wolf was saying, in the ACT, we got up to 41, and I was out working in that. 41 is 105, to give you an idea.
Yeah, and we're regularly outside working in that.
Yeah.
I believe it.
And our kids still go to school when it's 40 plus degrees. It doesn't matter. We don't stop when it's hot. We don't stop when it's cold. We just keep going.
No, that kind of makes sense because, I mean, I remember where I was growing up in Illinois, it'd be 100 degrees. I'd still be out there playing sports and riding my bike and everything else. So the flip side, let's talk about winter. For you, what do you guys consider cold? Let's start there.
Okay.
Don't ask me that one.
I love the fucking cold. I'm not going to lie.
Because, Amala, you were saying it was like 10 degrees one day Celsius and you had to grab your jumper.
At 18 degrees Celsius, I'm looking for a jumper.
All right.
Yeah, I think everyone runs different. It's like a personal preference as well. Because here, I think the average comfortability would be like the coldest it could be before people are like, oh my God, it's too cold, is probably like 32 where I'm at, which is, freezing temps. But for me, if it drops anywhere below 55, I'm freezing.
Yeah, you just
if
don't...
it's 0 degrees, I am seriously wearing 3 pairs of pants, 5 jumpers, and a jacket.
Wolf can actually vouch for this one. I think it was like -2 or -3, somewhere in that ballpark. I was sitting outside in the backyard with fucking boardies and a singlet top on. Which would be about 25 to 26 Fahrenheit, give or take.
You're mad.
Well, yeah. We already knew this about him.
But yeah, I don't care. I love the fucking cold. The colder, the fucking better.
It really does come down to personal preference, though. I agree 100% on that. Here, it depends. Like, we'll put our jackets on a little bit sooner when we're going from fall into winter. But, like, once it starts hitting 50, 55 degrees, I'll grab a light jacket. This time of year where it's about, well, what's the temperature like today? Let me look. Because I know we're getting a cold snap. Hold on,
There's a lot of things happening in the weather today. Or at least until the new year.
That's right, DJ.
I think we're getting a polar vortex, which means Canada is kindly sharing its cold weather. It's 9 degrees today, Fahrenheit.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Mama, how is it warmer there for
12.
you?
Minus 13
That's minus 13 for you guys.
Celsius. Yeah.
Yeah.
9 is minus 13.
Nah.
So in the spirit of temperatures, when it comes to like what do they call these? Like natural disasters. Like obviously we deal with in the US, we deal with obviously big winter storms, but we also have hurricanes and tornadoes and all those things. Do you guys also suffer from those things as well? Or do you have different kinds of natural disasters that happen to you guys, like tsunamis or
dust storms, flooding from rain events?
I mean, the most recent one that's been going on for the past few months has been the El Nino. We're copping all the fucking rainfall and shit. So flooding is definitely a thing. If you go more up to Queensland, you'd be more susceptible to tropical weather. So you'd be getting things like cyclones and shit.
so you guys do have like cyclones and tornadoes and stuff.
Yeah, but they're more of a tropical thing. So pretty much only Queensland and above, like they're above, would cop it. I'm not sure about southern, as I've pretty much mainly lived New South Wales side of things, but we don't cop any of that except for flooding and shit.
So wait,
flooding and fires.
So cyclones and everything. You're talking like a weather pattern in the air, like a tropical
Like
storm or a hurricane, but it's
Yes.
an actual tornado, like hits the ground and
Yeah.
like I did to your city.
Yeah.
Like the picture I just put into the 2 Girls 1 Rant chat, if you draw a line straight across in line with Alice Springs, from there up is pretty much your cyclone country.
Good call there. Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of like what it is with like Oklahoma, Texas, and all of those states that are like in the center of the U.S. They're the ones that experience a lot more of the tornadoes around. There's obviously tornado season, so they're more prone around a specific time of the year. But we have like specific states where they just accept the fact that they are in tornado alley and just like live in it, which I think is insane.
I lived on the edge of it, and I think I've seen sky every single color. Because that is one of the warning signs. Like, middle of the day, sky turns bright green. Yep, time to take cover.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
I mean,
if our cloud cover goes green, it's hail.
Oh, so there's different meanings there then.
Yeah, so if our cloud cover goes green, it's guaranteed hail, and I'm pretty sure we've had some large hail storms in the past.
Well, yeah, it was just a couple years ago. Amala showed a picture to me where I could have sworn it snowed in her yard, but it's middle of fucking summer.
Yeah, and some pieces were like, big.
Yeah, baseball size.
Yeah, and it was just the entire lawn was covered. It looked like it snowed, but it's all hail.
So many people lost so much shit in that.
Yeah. That was the biggest natural disaster insurance payout.
Mm-hmm.
Even compared to that wildfire? Because like at one point...
lack thereof payout.
Like 2-3 years ago, you guys were on fire and flooding at the same time.
Yeah.
That was the start of COVID.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We were on fire, then we fucking flooded, and the fires were still going even though we were flooded, and then COVID.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Good times. Good times.
Everything's fine.
That's not too much difference here, though. Like, because the wildfires out west, that's a common thing. And same with the droughts. But I mean, then you'll have areas like around the Gulf of Mexico where they'll start flooding like crazy. Meanwhile, the whole western half, like, is on fire.
Yeah, this is fine.
And then you'll have where I'm at, you'd be in a drought. And it's just like, okay, yeah, thank you, Mother Nature. We get it. You're pissed.
Just a big middle finger, essentially.
Yeah, essentially. All right, so we had talked about, you guys have quite the big drinking culture over there. You guys are really blunt. What's a typical thing that people will do for fun, other than obviously go to the movies or something? Like, are there sports that you guys are seriously into, like
AFL,
football?
go to the pub.
AFL's more of down near where you are, though, Amala, I'd say. It's not major here.
But huge football fans where you're at, Amala?
Oh, yes and no. So it's not as big as like your gridiron. I think that's what you guys call it anyway.
That is what they call it, yeah.
Wait, what is it? I didn't catch that.
Gridiron.
Gridiron. American
It's
football.
not quite as American football. It's not quite as big.
Yeah, because we call it football. For everybody else, I'm referring to soccer.
No, we're also talking about different versions of football.
Oh, really? You guys are just that weird.
Yeah, so
Well,
we've got
we've got-
our own version of football. Then there's the rugby, which is your gridiron.
Which is ours as well, I think.
Yeah, rugby, which is gridiron.
But it's
much.
armorless gridiron.
And then you've got soccer, which is your UK football.
And you got NRL.
And then NRL.
I don't imagine you guys playing hockey, though.
Yep.
There is hockey.
There's hockey there? Well, indoor
When I
rinks, I
was- when I was-
suppose.
When I was growing
And
up, I was
outdoor.
doing roller hockey. So, it is common over here to do.
I used to play field hockey, and now my shins are screwed because of it.
Yeah, but the hockey's not as big as it is over there, though.
No.
Nowhere near.
Well, because like here for American football, like where I'm at, they're really into the main state leagues. But the further south you go, like college and high school football is what they get into a lot more.
We do have schools do compete. We've also got suburbs competing as well with all the sports like soccer, football, you name it. There'd be a fucking sport of it, but it's not to the extent of such rivalries as what you guys have, except for things like NRL, the actual
Super Bowl.
the bigger games.
Okay.
The school ones don't really count as major rivalry sort of things.
Okay. I'm looking through what else I had, but Destiny, do you have other questions for these two?
Oh yeah, we
Yes,
do basketball
always.
as well.
I have 14 million questions, and you guys are going to have to answer them one by one.
Yep.
I'm kidding.
Hope you have your coffee ready.
I was curious, since it is almost
I'm empty.
Christmas. How are what holidays do you celebrate? Are there any differences you think? Obviously, Americans, we have Thanksgiving, which I know that obviously no one else really celebrates. And then we obviously celebrate. We're big on Halloween. I know a lot of countries are like, you guys go
We
all
mimic
out
it.
for Halloween.
We
do?
mimic it for Halloween
To a point. It's
to a
nowhere
point.
near
It's
as
nowhere
big.
near as good as what you guys do.
Yeah, I hear from other countries. Since we've done this podcast, I've asked this because it's very interesting to see. Like, some countries are like, yeah, we don't really do anything for Halloween, but some of them are like, we'll put out like a little spooky skeleton, but that's about it. Meanwhile, we're like,
Yeah.
we're going to a haunt fest. We're gonna be gone for like 3 days. Don't call me.
Yeah, there's
I
a
just
haunt fest that Samurai and I want to go to next year.
need 2 seconds. I'll be back.
Okay.
No worries.
Um,
But yeah, we have like Christmas. Obviously, there's some people who celebrate it, some people who don't or don't make a big deal about it. Valentine's Day. Trying to think of like the staple ones, aside
Yeah,
from July 4th, of
staples.
course.
Yeah, we don't do that.
like Easter, do you guys really celebrate Easter over there?
So there's New Year's, Easter, Australia Day, which is the 26th of January.
Like fireworks and
Christ-
everything?
What do you guys do for Australia Day?
Most of the times go to the beach.
Nice.
I'm guessing that's kind of like our 4th of July.
Yeah, so Australia Day is pretty much a 4th of July equivalent.
Okay.
Then you've got Christmas, and that's about it for the big ones.
Okay.
You guys do St. Patty's Day?
the heavy drinkers normally do.
Finding
get-
a reason to go out and drink.
They get more booze for their dollar.
Australia Day barbecue, yeah.
How about Valentine's Day?
Yeah, that's reasonably big. But a lot of those holidays, I just see them as a retail money-making scheme.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's a rant. Like if we want to have a random rant one, Destiny.
That's a rant in itself.
Commercialism for holidays is one that I'm just gonna like. Yeah.
I mean, I feed into the Halloween because, man,
That's
you
your
should see my
favorite
house
one.
on Halloween. The inside of my house looks like a haunted house.
Yeah, see, and for one of my coworkers, it looks like Christmas threw up in his house.
Oh no, not for Halloween.
No. For Christmas, he does. It's
Oh,
like
for
Christmas
Christmas.
threw up in his house.
I'll
Although
be
for
back.
Halloween, he did make a wreath that you would have loved. He took like a regular kind of wreath, but then he interlaced like a bunch of black leaves and stuff through it. And then he took like the heads for little dolls that you can get from the craft store, and it's just the
Oh,
head,
no.
and wired them through there and put in orange lights.
That's kind of cool.
I'm like, oh, Destiny would love this.
Middy, do you guys do anything like what are your Christmas traditions? Assuming that you celebrate Christmas, do you guys do anything specifically for Christmas if you do celebrate it?
Mostly a Christmas lunch with the fam. So
Right.
my mom, my dad, my brother, my daughter, and my brother's partner, and my nan. If I didn't have my daughter, I wouldn't bother with Christmas at all, personally.
You just don't like celebrating it, or?
I just think it's an over-commercialized piece of...
I was waiting for that.
That seems to be the Australian way. They're like, fuck commercialism.
No, it's just more of like, I feel the same way about Easter. I feel the same way about all these sorts of things. It's just,
Right.
it's so commercialized. It's just another way for companies to make a money grab. That's my personal opinion.
Because Middy, you and I are about the same age, and I don't know what it was like over there, but when I was little, there was more of an emphasis on about giving, give presents, but it doesn't have to be a lot, but give something that's meaningful. It was more about the family getting together and enjoying the time together, not so much about buying a million things in decorations and gifts, but more of a focus on family.
It's very much like buy as much as you fucking can.
However, even
I'm
since
pretty
you were
sure-
little.
Yeah. We grew up relatively poor. Between my mom, my dad, and my brother. My mom and my dad both worked. I used to have to babysit my brother constantly, which I didn't have a problem with, obviously. But yeah, it was always, once everything started to stabilize, we got out of being in that broke period. It just became like, I'm pretty sure like last Christmas, between 4 people, I spent close to 2.5, 3 grand in presents.
Yeah, but your economy is also really fucked.
Well, yes, but I think I spent close to $1.5 grand just on my kid. Whereas 1,500 went to everyone else. But that's just how things are over here. Like, our economy is fucked, and that is the best way to put it. It's just fucked.
Yeah, debaser, I get that too, because like we had enough money to get by. My mom was very good at budgeting and everything else. But for us, it was, the focus was family. Being together, sharing a big holiday meal, seeing everybody, because life can get so hectic. But now it's just like I'm hearing Christmas music starting in the beginning of November in Walmart.
See, I'm the opposite. I love Christmas. I think it's because I have to hold on to whatever small amount of serotonin I can get nowadays, given our terrible economies and all the tragedies and catastrophes we keep living through. I get that, it sucks because I am unemployed during Christmas. So I totally get the whole like, ugh, I hate having to spend money for gifts, but it's shown me this year with being unemployed that my family's like, we don't care if nobody gets gifts, but let's decorate a tree together. Let's have a meal together. Let's do that. I don't know.
It's
It
the
just makes
little
me feel,
things.
yeah, it's like my family looks at it like they don't care much about the gifts. It's like we just want to hang out. We want an excuse to like come together because since I've moved out, like I see my mom a lot less, and obviously my dad has passed away a while ago. So like we kind of use this to kind of just bring the family together, kind of like an excuse because most of the time we're too busy. But I totally get the whole like, you know, it's very commercialized and companies will definitely, it's the same goes for LGBT, like in Pride Month, my goodness, they'll put rainbows on anything and kind of like be like, buy this because it's gay. And it's like,
My
that's not how that
God.
works. But no, I get that.
Yeah, Sophia says memories are better than gifts, and I would have to agree because, you know, one thing I really miss is putting up the Christmas tree, and then we don't have the TV on or anything. We just have some CDs playing with some Christmas music, and we go through all the ornaments because in my family, there's a tradition of receiving an ornament every year. So I have an ornament from when I was only a couple of days old and going all the way up until now. So we would
Oh,
go
that's
through all
cute.
these different ornaments, you know, ones that my mom had, ones that belonged to, I think we even have one that belonged to my great grandmother, and we would decorate the tree with it, you know. But in story time, like we'd go to my mom's side of the family, and grandpa always had stories to share with us. And to me, that was more of a holiday than just buying shit and tolerating the people you're with.
I am curious, like how you guys celebrate your Australia Day now that it's coming up, because obviously next month will be it, right? Like, how do you guys celebrate? Like,
January
obviously,
26th.
when Americans celebrate it, or well, obviously July 4th, we we eat a lot of hot dogs, we eat hamburgers, we just basically make like a little cookout in the backyard. We set off fireworks, and that's basically it. What do you guys do?
Get tanked and go to the beach.
So it's just like all of the beaches are just lined with people drinking, having a good time.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
I'm gonna go.
I mean, I'll probably end up being at the fucking pub for Australia Day this year, next year, or depending on what day it actually falls on, to be honest. Like, physical day.
I mean, I think I'd rather be in an air-conditioned building.
No, it's on a Thursday, so yeah, I'll probably end up at the fucking pub.
Fair enough. All right, what else we got?
This one might be very American of me to bring up, but Steve Irwin,
Yeah, what about him?
obviously a total loss, a tragic loss in my life because my whole family, we would actually sit down and watch Steve Irwin all the time. Obviously, I learned what very little and inaccurate information I know from the show, because you know I know very little about Australia
Let's put
and all of the assumptions I've had.
At least you're honest about the fact that it was very little.
Yes, I mean,
He was a
I
showman first. He was a showman first.
gonna pick him up
was-
by his tail. He's gonna bite me.
Yeah.
obviously the Americans took his death very, very seriously. Was it the same for you guys? Obviously, we were kind of obscene, like just annoying about it. Just would not give it up for years. Was it the same where you were at, or is it kind of different?
It was to a point because he was very much the leader in the animal conservation at the time.
Yeah.
So
Was there
all of
something that you guys
the-
didn't agree with his show or anything?
It was put on for TV.
It was
So
so
just, like,
put
exaggerated?
on- Yeah.
It was very much, oh, we're on TV. Let's make this 10 times worse than what it is.
Ah,
When you guys found out that he died, are you like, what did the dumbass do?
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. What did he touch wrong?
What did he do to
Honestly.
that stingray to make it get him?
Impale him. Like,
at
honestly, he
least-
fucking deserved it.
at least he
Seriously.
went out.
You know.
Because
doing what
they
he
are
loved.
very placid animals.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a certified scuba diver. I've been out with them. I've swum with them. They leave you alone. You've got to be in there harassing the hell out of it for it to go, wait, piss off.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's fair. That's a fair observation. It's very interesting to think about like the Australian point of view of that versus like America, where we were just bawling our eyes out because we were like, no.
And
I
it's like
mean,
all the snakes he was holding in that.
he was
you don't
holding a
pick
lot of
them
them
up.
incorrectly too.
All the snakes, you leave them alone and they'll run away from you.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10, like half the shit that when the critter was acting a bit more aggressive than normal, it's because it was improperly. Well, one, it doesn't want to be handled, but two, it's probably improperly handled too.
Well,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, but it probably looked good for TV, which is why he did it.
Yeah,
Exactly,
it was
yeah.
for ratings, but
I
it
mean, I'm a
got the
completely different
views.
person
It
when I
got.
stream.
Kind of like Jackass here.
Mm.
All right, I'm counting that one as a face palm. So
Here's
Sophus,
another.
sorry,
To
To
before
be
I
honest,
move
he was
on,
a bit of a jackass.
Sophus asking, are there other Australian celebrities the Middy or Amala have the same thought of, like that they were idiots?
Crocodile Dundee.
Really?
That's another Steve Irwin.
Yeah, dead set. Over exaggerated. Honestly, a lot of the shit that you see that comes from us is very muchly over exaggerated. That's the only way to friggin' to realistically put it.
Well, and I find it hilarious because he's mentioning that the game that just came out recently called High on Life. Of course, like the knife who is like kill, kill, murder, murder is voiced by an Australian.
Of course it is.
All right, go ahead, Destiny. Sorry. Well, I wanted to say that while we were still on topic.
Oh, no, we're good. We're good. I was just gonna. I was very curious because I asked this for each one, or try to. What do like if you had to make a general statement for the Australians? What do you think that Australians think of Americans? Because the normal, and it's understandable. A lot of countries they go Americans are kind of dumb, and I am not a great example. Don't use me as an example. Okay, I'm not the American person. I am the below average American smarts. Okay, but the general consensus of Americans are we are very unknowing and kind of selfish. What do you guys think? There's a lot of silence here.
Yeah.
I'm worried.
Where's that Australian bluntness right now? Come on.
The
Hey!
Australian bluntness.
From
Give it
from
to
the
me.
ones that I've met, honestly, I don't see you guys as dumb or smart or anything else. You just seem like other people, like around where I am. Anyway, yeah, granted, we all say fucking dumb shit. We're all fucking potatoes at the end of the day. Some of us more mashed than others, but honestly, it is what it is. We all do dumb shit. I mean, I'm trying to think of the best way to fucking compare. Have you got anything to chime in with, Amala?
I mean, so the reason why I ask is because I don't know about you, Mel, but when I was in school, they raised us to think that we were in the best country in the world, almost as if like every other country was third world. They wouldn't teach us very much about like the geographies. Like I'm learning more about through this podcast than I did ever in school about other countries. But when we were in school, they would teach us like we obviously had to salute the flag and like our country's the best country. And so we had this like arrogance about us growing up until we actually started doing our own research and meeting people from different countries. And I think it's very, very accurate that we can be kind of, just ignorant about a lot of things because that's what our systems were telling us to do. But then I like meet you guys and I'm like, you guys are like totally like, if anything, more developed, more level-headed than a lot of Americans are. And it's really eye-opening for me. Like, was school the same for you, Mel?
Yeah, pretty much. Pledge of Allegiance every morning before you started class. Had to actually rise up, get out of your seat, put your hand over your heart, all that stupid shit. And, we weren't really told about, like, you would learn about different events in history, but you weren't actually exposed to the culture of other countries and how they do things differently. And so I know from knowing a lot of people from other countries now that as well as of course comedians where it's kind of blown out of proportion a little bit, but it's based on truth, is that Americans are undereducated, gun-toting, and like their beer.
But one thing I've noticed, apart from the few people in the Discords that I know, is they're very stuck in the ways of the older.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm always just really fascinated by like what other people think of Americans because I think I have negative opinions about Americans as an American. I want to be anywhere else but here, but obviously we don't make enough to be able to leave, so I'm stuck here. But it's really cool to like hear from you guys like what the outside view in is because it kind of gives me a perspective. But it's nothing too loaded. Obviously, we don't want you like attacking anyone or saying anything you're not comfortable with.
Asking me personally, I couldn't give a shit. I'm probably very much laid back. I don't care what anybody else their culture, that sort of thing. Like, I do care to a degree, don't get me wrong, but it's more along the lines of, we mesh, I don't care. Let's just hang out, let's have a good time.
Yeah, I've got my beliefs, you've got yours.
Yeah,
Keep it to
exactly.
yourself.
That probably
you can
goes.
talk about them.
I mean, that probably goes into your culture. You guys just accepting what is, rather than where the rest of us we're judgy as fuck.
Yeah.
Because like as Americans,
very
we
laid
sit
back.
there. Yeah, we sit there and we look at England. Oh, you tea sipping bastards! Go eat more beans,
Dunksy, cover your ears.
huh?
My friend Dunks is in chat. He's
Oh.
from England.
Hey, no. That's obviously not how I think, but that's a stereotype that would come from America. Because I mean, we have had Gary on here before, Bronze Play, and we hang out there with who else we got from over there. I know that Macy McLovin's from over there too,
Yeah, we got a lot of.
and
the
Keji.
Brits.
Yeah, Keji used to hang out a lot. She's from over there too. We've got Mr. Dave in chat here. He's from Scotland.
Scotland.
I know. And
There's no real point in trying to do any sort of judgment on other countries or other cultures and that sort of thing. We're in it. We're all here for pretty much the same sort of purpose. We're here to do whatever that purpose may be. And the way that I look at it is I want to be here for a good time. I don't care how long that time is.
That's a nice.
And
way
as
to look
long as I can have fun with as many fucking people as possible, fucking just send it.
all right. Fair
It's a
enough.
good way to think about it.
It is because normally we are now hitting the time period where we're like, here, America is easy to make fun of. Come take your jabs, jokingly or not, But it sounds like you don't really have any jabs to give at Americans.
Hit me up.
By my
Send me back fucking about 10 years, I probably would. But not anymore.
No,
The more that
no.
we get to know everybody, the less jabs there are to take, to be honest.
Oh, see, I'll still take jabs, even jokingly. Like I'll use those stereotypes, but
I'm
mainly
not
for the.
racist, I just hate everybody.
Well, exactly.
Mood.
I hate everyone equally.
I like that one.
But yeah, like because we would sit there talking with Gary. Now, keep in mind, like I love learning about other cultures and history too. Because I'll often have a podcast or a YouTube video, like a documentary or something, playing while I work. So I actually like the culture from other countries more than I like our own. So I mean, but I'll still sit there and heckle with Gary and always eating beans, those damn beans. To the point where they're bringing back a pizza, baked bean pizza. Disgusting.
Baked bean pizza.
Yeah, it's a UK only thing, but it's from Heinz.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. We also talked how they put corn in their pizza.
Ew.
Hawaiian pizza.
We've got a Vegemite pizza over here.
Oh my god.
See, I thought.
Hawaiian
tea.
pizza, ham and pineapple, and cheese.
Okay,
We've
see,
also got
that's a Hawaiian pizza here, is ham, pineapple, and cheese.
an Oreo pizza as well.
What? Excuse me?
Yeah.
We need pictures of this, please. Thank
Is
you.
this like hold on, I'm googling. Is this like
There
a
is-
dessert pizza?
There is one place that makes dessert pizzas, and they are great.
Marmite is so much. What is Marmite?
It looks delicious.
Marmite and Vegemite are pretty much the same fucking thing.
Well, because he's saying that he doesn't like Vegemite, but he likes Marmite. And see,
Flavor is a bit different.
I'm
The
sitting here
flavor is a bit
thinking like
different.
Vegemite is something that comes in an old timey like amber bottle that you give a kid when they're not feeling good.
Vegemite is in a jar, just like your
Like peanut
Jams
butter,
or shit.
jam.
peanut butter. Yeah.
Hang on a second, I might be able to go find a jar.
I sent what's his name?
Oh God, she has a jar.
BL Andrew, a streamer buddy of mine, Satisfactory streamer actually. Sent him a recipe for Vegemite ribs. He fucking loves it.
This just doesn't sound appealing for some reason.
Think of Vegemite in cooking used as a spice.
Mm.
Because it's salt. A salt is generally a flavor enhancer in some sort of way.
I think Amala's bringing us a jar of Vegemite.
Uh-oh.
Is.
Oh, geez. Look at you,
Yep.
looking like a model now. I'm making her
We
blush.
can't hear you, by the way, if you're talking.
I hit the wrong one.
Way to go.
Oh yeah. And it's like a black tub, but this jar's empty.
Technically, so for salt is a form of MSG too. It's a flavor enhancer.
All right. So, Destiny, you got any other questions for our guests?
I mean, I could always make up more, but I think we've covered a good amount.
Oh, one thing I did want to ask though. Schooling. I'm always interested to see like how other schools go. So, like I know I've talked with you guys a little bit about this previously, but like how we call it, kindergarten, grade 1 through 12. Your middle school is typically about 7th and 8th, although that varies by where you're at. And then high school is 9 through 12, with everything before middle school being elementary school. How do you guys break it up?
Kindergarten, then you got elementary 1 through to 6, then you've got high school 7 through to 12. 11 and 12 being senior year.
Okay. Now, do you go to school basically until you're 18, like we do?
We
here?
go to school till we're 18, depending on if you start early or not. And then you can go on to college, university, or TAFE. But you can also start TAFE when you're in year 10.
What's TAFE?
Tertiary education, what you guys would call your tech schools. Sort of like you're going into, I don't know.
Hospitality, automotive.
Yeah, I went to a
Yeah.
tech school. My college was a tech school.
IT.
Yeah. What I did.
Well, no, trade schools and tech schools are a little different, Sofa, I think. But yeah, we had a tech school, which is basically your 2-year college, and then
Yes, sir, for trade school.
and then college and university is used interchangeably for like the big 4-year ones, 4-year degrees. Now here, we have a bit of a break, like a 2-week break around this time of year for Christmas and New Year's, and then summertime, most schools have about 3 months off.
Yeah, we don't get 3 months off.
So for you, how do your school years run though? Is it like you take little breaks all through the year?
Yeah. So we get 8 weeks during Christmas. So, and then you got 2 weeks at Easter.
I'm waiting for the smoke to come billowing out of your ears.
Yeah, pretty much.
Between each
Been a while.
semester, last time I was at fucking school was over fucking 20 years ago.
Yeah, don't remind me.
It's 2 weeks between each term. So we've got 4 terms to the year, and it goes term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4, and it's all in 1 year.
And there's 2 semesters in the year, which is 2 terms.
We kind of do that too.
Yeah.
We kind of break it up that way too. We have 2 semesters and then terms, or sometimes called quarters. They'll do that here too, but it's within the span of the school year, and you have your 3 months off over the summer.
Yeah, so
Where-
normally we have the major breaks in between the semesters, so the half year mark and end of year.
Yeah.
And then in between the terms, it's only like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So during like the kids' first day of holidays is technically today. Oh,
You broke it up.
And no, I fixed it. It was just a second. It's okay.
yeah. Technically, today is the first day of the school holidays. Technically, and they're going to be off until just after Australia Day. So end of January, early February, they go back.
So the kids go get plastered too. What is 18 your legal drinking age?
18.
Okay, yeah, it's 21 here.
As it should be. Because we're stupid.
But if your parents will allow it, you can start drinking at about 16 without getting in too much trouble at home.
You can do that in certain states here. Like if you're home
If
or
you're
at a
at home,
bar,
yeah.
or even
Yeah.
at a bar in Wisconsin, and your parent or legal guardian gives you a beverage, it is legal. But there's a gray area when you go from 18 to 21, because at 18 you're legally an adult, but yet you're still not allowed to drink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that doesn't
over
stop
here,
anybody.
In a licensed establishment, you must be 18 to consume alcohol.
That's if they card you.
If
I
Oh,
said
hell.
legally.
I'm at the age where I don't get carded anymore.
I started smoking when I was 18, I think, ish. But I'd been buying smokes for friends since I was 14. I've been able to go up to anywhere and buy shit, never be carded.
It's the beard, right?
Well, I have been shaving since I was about 13, so yeah.
I get carded so often, it's ridiculous.
You do look young, Amala.
Mala, you're only like 2 years younger than me, but you look 10 years younger than me. Shut up.
I'm 30. She looks younger than I am.
I'm older than you, Destiny.
I know, but you look younger than I am.
Get that? That's the whole point. All right, so I really don't have a ton of other things that I was going to get into, because this is just more of an introduction.
I mean,
covered a good amount of stuff.
there's probably other things that you want to ask us if you want. Like,
Well, Chad, do you got any
yeah, we can talk to Chad if you want.
Yeah, I've been when I've seen some questions, I've been putting them in here too. But yeah, if Chad's got any questions, or if you have anything else that comes to mind, or Amala or Middy, if you've got questions about over here.
Good.
I don't really have any questions for you guys. I'd rather experience it.
Are you saying you're going to come over to America for a bit?
I am planning to come visit next year.
Ooh.
Mine's in the 5-year plan.
I better fucking see you, Amala.
Do you really think I'm not going to come and see you?
I'll put her in the suitcase, yeah?
Hey, I'd fit and it'd still be underweight.
I will spit on my drink.
All right.
Hey, I'm a twig.
You are a twig, but I like it. All right, but yeah, I don't really have anything else. I think Australia is definitely one of those places like I'd have to visit to experience myself.
To be honest, the questions that you guys have asked have merely scratched the surface. The best way to experience it is to come here.
Booking my flight now.
Yeah, I actually, out of curiosity, I looked at flight prices. $2,000.
Is that all?
It's that all.
USD.
Well,
1 USD is 1.5 AUD.
What I've been looking at, if I was planning on going and visiting you guys around my birthday, which is about mid next year, I'm looking at around 2.5 to 3 grand just to fly there back with just minimal luggage.
I'm just Googling this right now. So from me
Because
to...
I get the impression like your trees and everything out there is probably more towards like what Florida looks like.
What?
Your trees and plants and everything out there. Okay, you got to keep in mind, half the trees where I'm at are pine.
We've got a mixture of just pretty much fucking everything. I'm talking from a New South Wales standpoint here. Not sure what it's like down where Amala is. We aren't really, palm tree, that sort of thing. That's more Queensland.
Okay.
We've just got a lot of, your standard.
Well, it's
standard
standard.
tree.
It's standard for you. It's not standard for us. Like, there's a bunch of pine and birch, oak, maple.
Yeah, and I've got a couple of gum trees across the road.
Okay.
Okay, I've just Googled flights from me to LAX. Round trip, approximately a week long, $6,000 Australian.
From where I'm at to LAX or Wisconsin even, it's $3,000, and that's 3 months being over there.
And that's just a one-way?
No return.
Oh, return as well? Damn, you need to your flight costs over to Amala.
It's Amala drive. Come up to Sydney and fly from there.
Yeah, now this one's going via Sydney.
Need to look at a different site for your prices. Because
No,
I mean, like,
that price is probably because I put departure in January.
that could
Well,
be. I
yeah.
mean, you go to
The
LAX.
further away you are from the actual travel date, the cheaper it'll be.
Like,
Yeah.
see, I don't know who else you know from America, but like the majority of us here are on the east side of the Mississippi. Like, I'm 2,000-ish miles, I think, from LA.
I know people that are pretty much scattered around your state plus Canada. So
All right,
your country plus Canada. Sorry.
I'm close enough to Canada.
Yeah, well, there's probably 3 people in the US that I'd want to see. Is that bad?
No.
No.
And 2 of them are in this chat right now.
Yes. Come to the
Oh,
East Coast.
I'd love to sit down and have drinks with these ladies. It's fucking awesome.
I'm one of the few East Coasters I know.
All right, well, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Not bad. Thank you guys for joining us today. Destiny, I felt a little rusty.
Yeah, same.
But we
We'll
are
dig into it.
Yeah, we will, because I think I do want to go every other week like we had before. So our next one is actually slated for New Year's Day. So New Year's Day is actually our next one, and Destiny, I think you're unavailable.
The
But
event.
we will still do something.
Yes.
But yeah. I had fun. Guys, definitely check these shoutouts that Destiny and DJ are giving out. Middy does stream on a regular basis. Amala, are you going back to streaming?
No.
No.
I gotta figure out what's wrong with my computer before I start doing that stuff.
Touche.
If you ever need to have a chat, Amala, just hit me up.
Oh, I'm trying.
But no,
I
this
almost
was
put a hammer
great.
through it the other day.
I had a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much for the podcast. It was good fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining, guys.
Of course.
Guys, definitely, I know we do the podcast on my channel, but definitely check out Destiny Grace as well. She's my partner in crime, and we thoroughly enjoy doing these together.
Yes.
All right. Well, until then, I know Goose stuck tonight.
3 hours, wasn't
Yep.
it?
In 3 hours, Goose stuck. Come shank a friend.
Murder and mayhem.
Destiny should join us for one of those. Just
Oh,
saying.
fucking it. You should. Do it.
One day
Do
I'll be able to.
Do it. Do it.
The holidays are so bad for me.
I know.
Come on, sleep is overrated.
Sleep? Who sleeps?
We
You
sleep
said
here?
sleep?
Just
What?
me being anxious and sitting up in bed all night.
But Destiny, you said today is your day off. You don't stream today. When do you stream next?
Tomorrow.
Time.
2 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
Even I have to remind myself.
All right, then. Well, thank you guys again. I had a blast, and we'll be back on New Year's Day with our next podcast. Subject to be determined. I have to figure that one out.
Or just hearing it, saying it.
All right. Say goodbye, everybody.
Later.
Bye, everybody.
Adios. Bye-bye.